Hi. A lot of people ask me what's a leaky paywall, and that's because I go to much more interesting parties than you do. Well, lucky for you, in today's video I'm going to talk about leaky paywalls, what they are, their advantages and their weaknesses. Now, you've probably experienced the odd leaky paywall. They're common, and they're when you visit a website that lets you through on a first or even a fifth read of some content before finally saying, "Enough, are you buying or what?" Now, think of them as the equivalent of browsing the magazine stand before the newsagent asks you to buy something. In today's video, we're looking at the new Statesman. Now, the publication recently announced that digital subscriptions have grown by a whopping 75% in the past year. So, what do I think are the key reasons for their success? Well, number one, they have a multi-channel digital strategy. So, Kindle, phone app, and the web. Number two, last year they decided to drop display advertising for subscribers and limit it for visitors. And number three, the website uses a leaky paywall, and it helps people to share New Statesman content with friends on social media. Now, all of these add up to providing a product that really thinks about their readers and cuts down unnecessary chaff from their digital experience. Now, last week I reviewed the Liverpool Echo's website and why it's so slow. And that was really down to the advertising that the website needs in order to generate revenue to pay for the content. Now, the New Statesman's business model is not led by advertising at all, at least not on their website. Now, that's a brave move for an industry that's led by advertising for many, many years. But I think it's a smart one, because if you're trying to sell premium subscriptions, taking away the adverts just makes it feel that little bit better. A little bit of disclosure here. The New Statesman is a client of ours. Our software builds their Kindle edition. However, we have nothing to do with their website, just in case you're wondering. So, let's open up their website in an incognito or in private browser session with no running extensions. Now, if we open an article, it gives it to you freely with a pop-up encouraging you to register in order to read 4 free articles or subscribe for unlimited access. It's very good. An option for those of us without too much to spend, and something for those who want unlimited access via this initial offer. It doesn't tell you the full price though. But we're going to ignore that offer. Now, clicking through to another article, and here we are. This is the wall. So now what's happening? Well, we have a modal pop-up, and it looks like we can close it. We're back on the homepage. Let's try again. Yep, okay, there's no way we're going to see this content. We're not going to see it. It's just the subscription offer, and you're blocked from going any further on the website. And that's it. That's the leaky paywall in action. So, the downsides. Are there any disadvantages to this approach? Well, yep, there are. Leaky paywalls, by their nature, are easy to get past. In Edge, for example, there's a mode called Immersive Reader, which strips out all the guff, navigation, ads, and JavaScript from a site. I literally just have to press F9, and there you have it, the content, regardless of the pop-up. Other routes include turning off JavaScript on the site. You can do this with the developer tools, but it's a slight faff. On Windows, we use F12 to bring it up, and on a Mac, it's Command-Option-I. Now see how the site looks if we click around. No paywall. Yep, the paywall has disappeared. It's not there. The site is still usable, but now you see no paywall. All the content is open. The downside of turning off JavaScript for some people is that on some sites that functionality isn't going to quite work correctly. That's the case on the New Statesman in a few places. So the advantages. Given that a leaky paywall is so easy to bypass for the savvy tech user, why do we implement them for publishers? Now, I'm going to show you where it works really well. So let's take a look at this tweet here. The article has been shared by the writer and then retweeted lots of times. And everyone seeing those tweets who hasn't previously been to the website can visit and view the content, giving them a taste of the website. Now, if they choose to stick around and click on further articles, they will be presented with the pop-up. And this is a good way of getting people who are interested in the content to consider taking out a subscription. Now, Given things like in-app browsers as well, that tight limit of just one article for free isn't that big a problem, because on social media, you're probably using various in-app browsers when clicking on social media links, so you could see a few things. Leaky paywalls also work well with search engines. They can very easily access your content and index it. And yes, there are some ways around that for hard paywalls, but it's just another thing for your dev team to keep on top of. So, the conclusion. What are my key observations then? Well, number one, the new Statesman's paywall is definitely leaky and it has no hard elements. Number two, the leaky paywall is quite easily bypassed using the browser tools. It's not necessarily a problem. Number three, the new Statesman's website is mercifully short of adverts and presents none to subscribers, meaning that it gives a premium experience. The pages aren't that well optimized, but by and large they load pretty quickly. And number four, finally, that content is very shareable on social media. But I also have a couple of recommendations for the new Statesman, and that is, number one, dump the ad blocker. It doesn't even work, and it may be causing ad blocker users to miss out on your marketing. Number two, consider adding another tier of content. Call it platinum level, that is behind a hard paywall. It will feel like an exclusive entry club. Obviously, don't just do this, run it through your marketing team first. But all in all, I think I'd give the new Statesman paywall a solid 4 out of 5 for implementation and likely success. I think it's a really good job. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more about my insights into how various elements of websites and their strategies work. Also going to be looking at some of the underlying technologies in the future as well, explaining what people mean when they talk about scalable websites, for example. I'm also going to look at some of our customer sites and hopefully bring some insights into what we do as a company as well. So I'd like to say thank you and see you again soon. Goodbye.